Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry for the delay. Let me see here. Okay, move that over there, and we should be good. Okay, let me see who was here first, just to say I did. Ah, Balaji Anthony, thank you so much for being here first. There are no prizes for being first, but I really, really do appreciate it. And hello to Jean MK, Bunny Rose, Fancy Fancy. Let me see who else is here. Joy Amore. And Bunny Rose, Joan Garcia, Mary H, Patty Askew, and a host of friends and others. So, anyway, there were a few photos that came out that, well, we hadn't seen them before. So I'll share those with you. And other than that, the trolls have been trolling. I mean, to tell you, I had to take some ugly stuff from off of Royal Sussex. I mean, there's no excuse for it. But you know, they're stewing the derangers because they just cannot stand all of this positive attention that our Duchess is receiving. They just cannot take it. It is way too much for them. And well deserved, I might add. Well deserved. So, that being said, I am stalling a bit, but let's get on with it. Okay, and I'll throw that in there. Okay, now I'm done. I was stalling a bit though. Okay, but no more. I'm done stalling. No, seriously, I am. So let's get on with it. Get my slides up. Even though I wasn't through with them yet, I'm going to get them up. There's always something else to do. Okay. All right, coming up. So let's see here. I'm going to go all the way to the last comments. Hey, Lydia Washington, Church Nellie, Kate Bush, Carlene Beckford, Yalibi, and Stevie Rose. Thank you very much. There we go. So, all right. It didn't seem, sorry. I couldn't find a good photo for the thumbnail. Not that that's what was keeping me, but I didn't want to put anything too jovial considering the gravity of everything that's been happening. Um, but I will admit, you guys, I have been looking at the coverage and I cannot stop. I just cannot stop looking at the coverage. It is so overwhelming. I guess I'm still just taken away by how massive the losses are. And thank goodness it's not as many human lives that are lost in comparison to the property that has been lost. But I tell you, if you have any photos, and I was listening to um who was else? Oh, Duchess of Success. And well, she had Rohini on, and Rohini was saying how she lost so many photos. And if you have the time, or just make some time and digitize everything that you can, take your photos, take a photo of them, because if for whatever reason you were to lose those old photos, at least you'll have something. At least you would have something. And something is better than nothing. You don't have to buy an expensive scanner or anything like that, although there is some type of software for the phone where you can scan things. But it would be tragic if some of your favorite photos were lost forever. Now, there's a project I have been working on for 10 years because I used to take a lot of photos. And for 10 years, I have been wanting to digitize a bunch of photos, like run them through a scanner. Still haven't done it yet. And it really would be a project just for myself and whoever cares to look at it. But I think everybody should do that. Everyone should do that. Let this be a warning to everyone to just at the very least, if you can't do anything else, especially photos of your parents, your children, grandchildren, take a photo of it. So at least you'll have it. You could put it on a thumbnail. You can copy that thumbnail. You could put it on a thumbnail and give it to one of your kids or grandkids. Make them the safekeeper of these photos for the whole family. So at least you'll have them. Because once they're gone, most times they're just gone. When you look at the amount of ash that was actually someone's home, it is unbelievable the scale of loss. And it's not just one household of broken hearts. And, and these are material things, sure. But some of those memories are worth keeping, not worth risking your life. But time and time again, I heard people say, I thought that we would go back home. I just thought they wanted to see. I don't know that much about LA. So I guess for some people in LA, evacuations for fear of brush fires or wildfires can compare to evacuations for hurricanes. And how many times have you heard them say with hurricanes that if you don't leave, you're not going to survive this? And of course, within no time, the hurricane changes direction or the winds die down. So sometimes you don't know if you have time. You just don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Or you think of how many times have I packed up everything and left only to find out that it wasn't as bad as people thought it was. Or it was the next county over that was really slammed, or something to that effect. But those memories that you may very well value as part of your family heritage, just take a picture of it. You can send it to someone in an email, someone, that never erases or deletes their emails. Just send it to them. Send it to everyone in the family. And then at least you'll have it. I think it's worth it. And especially for those old vintage photos of your parents, do it. And you won't have that regret. So that is something you can consider. Let's see. I'm going to try to look at some of these comments tonight. Let me see. The burnout millennial. Everyone, my love to you all, Sussex squad. I turned 40 years old on Tuesday. Pray for me. Prayers for the family in the U.S. Absolutely, the burnout millennial. I think that's my new favorite name. I think that's my new favorite. Jeanette Williams says, Baron, yes, indeed, it all seems unreal, surreal, and at the time of the apocalyptic for sure. I am still trying to process it all. Nice to have seen Meghan and Harry present and help present, and that is in helping. Absolutely, I love that. Absolutely, I love that. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking. Lady T says, if you use your phone and take the picture, email them. Oh, see, there you go, to yourself as well. Very good. I like that too. Accessible copy, and yeah. And you know what? I almost never delete emails. I have thousands from over the years. I mean, going all the way back to the early 2000s. So I just hang on to them. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And even though, um, even though these are in some cases very rich people, in some cases they are very average people, and also, I there's several videos actually, where people are reminding us that generations of African American families owned property in some of those affected areas. Um, then that property is, the house is gone. The house is gone. And so, and from everything that everyone is saying, gosh, this sounds like an idyllic, beautiful community here, a beautiful community there. And I'm just like, I wish I lived there, you know? Let's see. Totally agree. The same came to mind when I heard Rohini share her experience. Also, just recently bought a lightweight document case that is fire and water resistant. People lost important docs. Yeah, yeah. So let's use this as a reminder. Let's take action with the things that are important to us, and you know, save it on a thumb drive or email it to yourself, especially if it's nothing that is so sensitive that, if you got hacked or something like that, obviously. But if you have an old video camera, I'm not old video camera, but if you have an old digital camera, or if you still have a digital camera, the quality of digital cameras are so much greater now, but still the cell phones in some cases are better. But if you have a DSLR camera, that's perfect. Just put some good light on it and take a picture. And you can save the SD card. You can copy the SD card, but don't let your family memories become part of the tragedy, because it's just not worth it. And it's just something that in most cases won't cost you anything extra. Won't cost you anything extra. So, yeah, I think for a lot of people, this tragedy is a teachable moment about material things, about the quality of the life that we live and taken for granted where we live and how we live. All of that is suddenly right there in front of us, and we may as well, use this as the teachable moment. Ah, Rohini, there you are. Oh, I see. I see. You can't stay long. Well, thank you so much. And Rohini, thank you for sharing your story earlier because it is definitely going to help a lot of people. I'm going to do what I can to make sure of it, but that will definitely help a lot of people. And you guys, if you were on Duchess of Success earlier, Rohini has made an offer to provide people with, is it gloves or is it mittens and beanies for the Invictus Games? And you could just have them just to have them with the Invictus colors. And anyway, you have to coordinate that with Rohini and with the Duchess of Success. But Rohini is very talented, and she has, is it knit or crochet? But anyway, she is very creative, and we're very proud of the work that she does. So make sure you take a look at that. As a matter of fact, let me see if it's on the community tab for Duchess of Success. That I'm not sure. I will check. I will check right now. But anyway, they did discuss it on Duchess of Success today. So just make sure you take a look so that we can support our fellow squatties. And I don't see it on the community tab. So I guess eventually she'll put it up there. But there you go. All right. Okay, let me see here. Oh, is that what is Squatty Hooks? Is that it? Oh, that's it. Thank you so much, Church Nelly. I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat right now. Okay, so take a look, you guys, and you can see some of Rohini's amazing work. And okay, is it there? I think it's there. I am so impressed. That is beautiful. And it is all handcrafted. It is all handcrafted. Okay, very good. I shall be shopping there myself. Thank you so much. And thank you, Church Nelly, for providing the link, not the leak, the link. Although if you are leaking, that's okay. That's okay. Claudette McKenzie, how's everyone doing? So empathetic and warm. I am proud, so proud of them. They're being there. Yeah, absolutely. These are, listen, this is Meghan's stomping grounds. Meghan knows that area. She's she's a Southern California girl. So you could see from the look on her face that she is just, it's the same way that Meghan looked when she went to Texas that time, right? As a new mom and someone who had suffered through the death of an unborn child, you could tell she had been quite affected by the events in Uvalde. And this is a whole nother thing because I don't know if anyone here has ever experienced that, but the idea of seeing a whole community vanish, I don't think I've experienced that as I think of it, but the idea that a whole community has vanished, that you can suddenly see from one side to the other, straight through. Now, my old neighborhood was, leveled and in the process of being rebuilt. And I remember how close the other side of the neighborhood appeared. But that was something gradual over time. They just, said, "Oh, we're closing these places. Everybody go." Compared to this, which is, a forced evacuation and then the massive loss of property, I cannot stop thinking about those people. I really can't. I just cannot stop thinking about them and the stories that they've shared. And I hope that as people uh, look at these images of Gaza, Syria, or even Ukraine and any other place where things have been leveled like that, you take a huge part of people's lives away because that community was very important to their lives. And you don't just rebuild it, everybody moves back in and they say, "Phew, remember that time when the whole neighborhood was lost?" It's like with Katrina. A lot of those people are not coming back. They will never be back. It's over with for them. So there will be a rebuilding, obviously, but it won't be the same community. It'll never be the same. Yeah, thank you, Rhonda Bryant. Like the aftermath of a tornado, where a whole town is lost. Okay. Well, let's get on. Well, let me see this first. Uh, oh, really? Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. You guys always have some amazing comments, and I always feel bad that I miss most of them. I really do. I feel bad I missed most of them, but okay. I will continue. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button. New Age Comics, The Ginger Avenger, Prince Harry's Donut Mission. Now, if you watched that short video that I made earlier today, then you know all about it. There was a donut mission, and I love this story. It is so Prince Harry. I could just hear his voice. I could just hear his voice telling this poor old guy, um, the guy's like, Harry said, "Would you like a sandwich?" "Nope. Actually, I want a donut." And Harry's like, "There are no donuts here." "There's no donuts here." I could just imagine him saying that. I could just see Harry's hand gesture telling this guy that there's no donuts. And anyway, the guy was like, "That's what I want. Either you got it or you don't." These are my words, of course. And Harry was like, "Well, oh, as a matter of fact, let me see. Why don't we do this? I will play that for you. I'm not going to do the long intro and everything, but I will play it for you, and then you can get it yourself from the video I made earlier. I think this is it. Okay, no long intro. No long intro. Let's get to about right here. I think this is where they talk about the video of the donut.
Gordo said as he described the moment. Prince Harry says, "There's no donut here, but I will find one."
Let's go back a little bit.
Pushed the food cart over, and Prince Harry asked the man if he wanted a sandwich, maybe a tangerine or some water. The gentleman said, What I'd really like is a donut, Gordo said as he described the moment. Prince Harry says, "There's no donut here, but I will find one." He takes off, and 10 minutes later, he returns with a donut. The gentleman looks up and says, "I guess I need my cards and my sugar." That gentleman tonight is at the convention center and does not know it was Prince Harry who brought him that donut. He did tell Prince Harry, "If you ever run for anything, I'll vote for you," Gordo described the man as saying, as the youngest son of King Charles III and the late Diana walked away. The visit by the couple, who live in Montecito itself, was hastily organized, Gordo said, but it was full of humanity, including serving food, greeting the first responders at the Emergency Operations Center, and ultimately meeting and hugging with people rummaging through the rubble of their homes.
Okay, I cannot wrap my brain around Prince Harry pushing a food cart. Pushing a food cart? The Duke of Sussex, with a proud career of 10 years in Her Majesty's military. Prince Harry, the combat helicopter pilot, that Prince Harry, pushing a cart of sandwiches and tangerines. I cannot wrap my brain around that. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is pushing a cart of sandwiches around. Now, first of all, I'm glad that there are no photos of that, but God, I wish there were photos of that. I wish that someone had taken a photo. I cannot wrap my brain around that. Harry going about, the son of King Charles III, the son of Princess Diana, the people's princess, pushing a food cart at a shelter and offering sandwiches and tangerines and Kool-Aid and God knows what else. And then in a flash, someone that requests a donut was able to get their donut. And why? Because of the Do you think he had that look on his face when he ran for that donut? Do you think he just kind of jumped up and could you imagine? Could you imagine? I'm just like, wait a minute. Harry's pushing sandwiches around. I love it, of course. And I'm sure that Harry didn't think twice about doing it. And I'm sure he was glad to help. But I'm just trying to picture that. I need to see that. I need to see that. That would have been one of the most epic things ever. And it's kind of reminds me of when they went to deliver food during the global pandemic, and the lady at the apartment building, she said she didn't know who Harry and Meghan were when they knocked on the door, and he said that she said Meghan adjusted her face mask and how beautiful she was. That's what she remembered, is how beautiful Meghan was. And she said they were very nice, but she had no idea that that was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex who had just brought her meals on wheels. So you just never know. I am so fascinated with this story. And I suppose this is the only thing that could ever top the Meals on Wheels, is Harry racing for that donut, doing his Ginger Avenger to get that donut. So thank you to the squatty who made this comic book cover which I think is the cutest thing I've seen all week. Love that. But yeah, that's I love that story. And and I love the mayor of Pasadena because they were trying to I think they were trying to imply certain things and he wasn't hearing of it. He told it exactly the way it happened. And thank goodness for that. Leg says, isn't that the British media wanted for him and Meghan? Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted for them. Is like those images of them working at McDonald's and hot dog stands and that kind of stuff. That is the life that they assumed was well, they hoped was waiting for them. But thank you so much for that, Legs, and thank you for being here. But yeah, the guy wanted a donut, and Harry sprung into action. There's no donuts here. The whole idea of that. Um, of course, one could compare that to, let me see, who am I thinking of? Uh, oh, I know. Now, I think in my lifetime, I will see this happen again, and probably sooner than anybody knows it. But one of these days, somebody is going to get off their high horse and they're going to be back at the British Airways pushing that rickety, raggedy beverage cart up and down the aisles of those 747s or A380s or whatever she's flying these days, or Cessna. Yeah, she's going to be back pushing that little beverage cart and probably sticking half of those little cocktail bottles in her purse. Not that she's ever run out, but I would not be surprised. I'm just saying, if somebody luck finally runs out, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody mama ain't pushing that cart up and down that aisle again with all of those little cocktail bottles. It can happen. I mean, after all, they are pretty broke. But that's her story, not Harry's. Yeah. I'd pay good money to see that. I would buy a plane ticket if I thought I can get a picture of it. I would pay good money to see that Carol Middleton pushing that little beverage cart up and down the aisle. Yep, I would pay good money. Okay. Thank you again, Lex. Mm-mm. Terry H., thank you for being here. Yeah, Harry sprung into action just like the what do you call it? Like that video at the military base. Hold on a minute. Oh, I love it. I love it. Was that the bar is closing and kicking us out? It's only 2:25. Where is Carol Middleton and the drink cart? Yes, her little beverage cart. So anyway, donuts, anyone? Wait a minute, there's no donuts here. Here is a image of the oh, you know what? They should hand out medals or something. They should give those emergency responders something. The people in those helicopters and in those planes, that is very dangerous work. The updraft from the fire can be very problematic, and they are really doing the Lord's work, and they deserve whatever thanks that they could possibly give those people. Um, Again, typical neighborhood one day and reduced to ashes another. Reduced to ashes another. Cannot get these images out of my mind. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope and I pray this never happens again, ever. I remember some time ago when someone, I guess, yeah, I do believe it was in California. They said any other time it is absolutely heaven. It's like heaven. It's just the most beautiful place you could ever want to be until, there's a wildfire and then all of that changes. Now, here are the new photos. There is Meghan, of course. She and Harry. Look at both how both of them are reaching out, caring for people. You gotta love that about them. The way that they are always putting other people first. They want to make sure that everyone else is well placed in the photo before them, and then snap. There you go. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, Jennifer Newsom, which is the woman with the olive green jacket. That is the first partner of the governor of California. And then Mayor Gordo. Where is the mayor? Oh, yeah, he's right there next to Harry. U.S. Fire Administrator. Where is she at? U.S. Fire. I don't know which one that is. Lori Moore Morrell. Okay. Visit first responders at the Eaton Fire Command Center at Rose Bowl. So there you go. That is an amazing group shot, one that will not quickly be forgotten. And from the way that they're standing, I think there's probably other versions of this photo that does not have fingerprints all over the lens. I am such a stickler for details. I'm like, clean your lens. Don't forget to wipe your lens off. But looks like someone forgot to wipe the lens, but I'm not going to be super critical about that. But they did forget to wipe the lens off. Love this photo of Meghan and Jose Andreas. Again, you can see from Meghan's face how she is likely feeling on the inside if it's anything like what you're seeing on the outside. And this is a new photo. This came out some hours ago. There's Harry all the way down there at the end, and Meghan is in the pretty much the same spot where we recognize her from yesterday, right? And then there's this one. And let's see. Yeah, I think it was this, this, this. No, that one is from yesterday, I think. And there's these two. And I think I may have another one somewhere, but I will find that one soon. But yeah, so that is the Sussexes on duty yesterday. Now, I'm guessing whoever took these photos may have actually have been there for the governor's wife before they realized that the Sussexes were there. I think they were probably there for the governor's wife because if you recall, they had that one news report where there was no mention of Harry and Meghan. They really had the camera focused on Jennifer Newsom. Yeah, that's her name, Jennifer Newsom. But let me see if I have that from yesterday. Let me check that out and see if I have that from yesterday. Oh, that's it right there. Oh, fudge. Let me see. Pardon my language. Okay. Did that? There we go.
Meghan Markle show up and say, we want to help people that are hurting right now. That says something. That speaks volumes to people in a way that is often unsaid. Just that simple act of kindness and providing people food, and so many people here. People show up like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle show up and say, we want to help people that are hurting right now. That says something. That speaks volumes to people in a way that is often unsaid. Just that simple act of kindness and providing people food, and so many people here. People show up like Prince Harry.
Okay. Let me see. So many people who don't live there have no. Yes, truth is truth. I was thinking about, I'm like, oh my God, those people won't have their jobs now. There are so many people that have lost their jobs. Mm, now that's something to think about. That is something to think about. Okay. All right. Ingrid Soares, thank you for being here. Yeah. Yeah, that is something to consider. All right. Now, this I think is actually from the global pandemic period. I don't think this is a new video, but it is well, I'm just going to play the sound, of course, but I love the that is Sharon Stone, and that is the Access Hollywood guys. So let me just do that for you, and then we will discuss on the other side. Okay, here goes.
Now tell me this, Harry and Meghan also came through to help deliver some meals. What was it like to see them step up and really be a part of this thing?
You know, the thing about them, which is so great, is they didn't come here to live off of our community. They came here to be a part of our community. We can see them. You know, my friend was sitting in her car and she said, and they bicycled across the street in front of me while I was sitting at the red light. And I was like, that's what we're talking about.
Right.
They're part of our community. They become a part, a giving, caring, participating part of our community. Mm-hmm. They're not here like, would you like to kiss my butt?
Right. Right. Or we're here to not interact with you at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're here to get involved, to get to work.
Okay, so there you go. And again, I believe that is from the first time Harry and Meghan, though first we know of, that they volunteered to deliver those Meals on Wheels. I believe that is from that period. And one of the squaddies shared that with us today, just to remind people. And Cookies and Cream says Prince Harry is keeping his eye on Meghan. He never lets her out of his sight. He's an amazing, protective, loving, devout husband and father. Yeah, speaking of which, they were very well protected while they were out yesterday. They made sure of that. It must have been so incredibly uplifting to the people at the shelter to have the Sussexes there, as well as the mayor and the governor's wife. I'm sorry, I forget her name, but and Jennifer Gardner. Anyway, she has volunteered for the World Central Kitchen. So at this point, the fact that people can feel seen and heard is a great thing. Also, there is that period of the cameras going away. And usually when that happens, a lot of the services, a lot of the volunteers also go away. So one of the things that you really hope that people will do is to keep the support coming even after the cameras are gone. That is something that concerns people. And of course, we cannot forget about morning, morning. Martin. Cannot go a day without Martin of Ministry of Hacks. He is like morning coffee for me now because always he always has a little tea to share with people. So let me get that going. Uh-oh, where's Martin? Oh, there he is.
Let's start. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. How you doing? Let's start the day off with a massive amount of empathy as Meghan and Harry, looking amazing, are showing up and doing good yet again, this time giving hands-on comfort, literally hands-on comfort, to the survivors of the various natural disasters and fires happening in California. Couple of things. The press didn't even know that these two, with masks on, were giving out food parcels behind a table. When the press finally realized, these two broke cover anyway so they could speak to people. And this lady that's off camera was being comforted as they walked away. And it is the cutest shot ever. Harry and Meghan are walking away hand in hand. And Meghan literally drags this lady into a three-person walking vehicle of hugs and love. It was just blooming mind-blowing. And these two, they find it easy. And the royalists are going to go nuts. But these two, their hearts are radiating the right stuff. And it's second nature to them. It really is. This is a level above William turning up to work for 1 hour at a homeless shelter or pretending to cook in a food bank with a metal pan and the gas isn't on below it. We know that because he's touching the side of the pan. This is real stuff happening now, supporting other humans that absolutely blooming need it. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think as ever. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. How you doing? Let's start the day off with a mass.
Okay. So, yeah, that's exactly what he was speaking of, was this lady right here. As you can see, there's Harry and Meghan with their inconspicuous security. And if you look on the right side, Meghan looks over and notices the lady walking by herself, and she's just like, oh, you got to get over here with us. And so she reaches around, actually, she walks around Harry to pull her in closer so that she can give her that little extra support that she needs. And that was very, very thoughtful of the Duchess of Sussex. So that is what Martin had noticed, and he wanted to share in his usual Ministry of Hacks, which is available on TikTok. There you go, available on TikTok. And oh, this is one of the photos that you didn't see. I knew I had another one. That is from left to right. That is Governor Gordo. I'm sorry, Mayor Gordo of Pasadena. That is Prince Harry, probably explaining how we can get some donuts over here in case somebody wants donuts. And there's Meghan with her, is it Los Angeles? What team is that hat? Anyway, she has on her Los Angeles hat. Is it Dodgers? I think so. Anyway, and that, of course, is the first partner of California, Governor Newsom's wife, and I don't know who those other people are. Although you can see more of the very inconspicuous security. I mean, to tell you, he is watching like a hawk. You see that? He is watching like a hawk. I bet he's a tough little cookie too. I bet he's tough. But there were several of them for this outing. Several. I do mean several of them. So it was hastily arranged, but they were quite secure. Dodgers, thank you very much. And let's see, Prince Harry and Meghan. Oh, that is from the video. That's the video that I made earlier today from that article. The Prince Harry and Meghan Markle survey Eaton fire damage. Okay, yeah, that was from the video. Now, I haven't listened to this all the way through, so I will be discovering right along with you. But I had a feeling it was good, but I just didn't have time to listen to the whole thing. So shall we? Shall we? Oh, by the way, just to make sure that I give credit for this one, let me see. I can barely see it, but I'm going to make it bigger so I can see whose account this is from TikTok. Oh man, I cannot see that. That is, ooh. Don't worry, I will make it. I will make it make sense. But okay, I'll tell you when I can. But it says here, imagine making a TikTok complaining about Meghan Markle being on the grounds of her home state volunteering, the state where she was born and raised, the state where she birthed her daughter, the state where she and her husband now call home. The entitlement of it all. The entitlement. Yeah, I cannot wait to hear this one. Oh Lord, don't tell me I don't have it. Nope, that's not it. Oh man, embarrassing. I don't see it. I thought I saved that one. Mm-hmm. No. Okay. Beg pardon. I will get it. Oh, I sure don't. I don't know what I did with it. Don't worry. I'll find it. I will find it. Give me a second. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, I messed up. I did. I messed up. Okay. By the way, did you guys see Yvette Nicole Brown and Kim Whitley? They share their thoughts on Mayor Karen Bass, and they hit the nail on the head. Folks are too comfortable. Yeah, anyway, that is gonna, I'm not even gonna touch that one right now because I don't have enough information, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. But Anyway, that is going to be a thing. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'm not going to share that, but I just came across a very bad Photoshop of our faves, and it is triggering. These derangers are so. Oh, I just found a really cool picture of Harry. Let me see. Is that a new one? I'm going to share this one with you guys. I'm going to share that. I just found a really cool picture of Harry. I hope that is from today. What hat was Harry wearing when he do you guys remember what hat he was wearing? He was wearing a baseball cap. Please tell me. And then I'll know whether or not this is from today. Oh, it is? Well, from yesterday, I think. He was wearing his California hat, right? I think yes, that is new. Wait till you see this photo. Wait till you see it. That is nice. That is really nice. Got to share that one with you. Yes, it is new. I don't know who took this picture, but it is epic. Okay. Let me grab it for you. Let me grab it for you. Okay. Almost got it. This is epic. This is like my new favorite photo of Harry. Wait for it. Huh? Right? That is like my new favorite photo of the Ginger Avenger. That one is great. Love that photo. That one is great. Love it. Yeah. Love that photo. That is a great photo of Harry. Told you. I knew you'd love it. Okay. Harry is handling his business, but like Cookies and Cream said, in all likelihood, you know that look is about Meghan. In all likelihood, that look is about his Meghan. Because a good soldier never stands down. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So I won't be able to share that video with you because I don't know where the heck it is. I thought I had saved it and I did not. So I have to try to share it with you another time. I do apologize. Let me try one more. Darn, I didn't even get a chance to see the whole thing. Fudge. Well, I'll try it again later. But let's continue. And it was about the derangers. That's why I wanted to see it. Okay, moving on. Let me take a look at your comments before I continue. He was searching. He had a sense that someone is looking at us. He turned around and saw them. Oh, okay. Absolutely. Thank you, Phyllis Johnson. All right, that wasn't for me. He looks like a movie star, our leading man. Very good. Yeah. Um, let's see. Let me see. That I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. But those two ladies were definitely speaking up for her. And I do agree that it's too soon to start pointing fingers. It is absolutely too soon for that. Because there are a lot of factors, and I think that I think that nobody wants to go down by themselves, from what I can tell. So I think a lot of other people are doing some finger pointing. Let me see here. Yeah, it was Yvette. Thank you, Yvette and Kim, for standing up for Karen Bass. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that was Kim Whitley and Yvette. I couldn't remember the last name. Okay. Okay, I'm still here. I was looking for something. All right, let's continue. I'll try to come back to that. So there is what Martin was speaking of, and that, of course, is, you know, the governor's wife. That is Jose Andreas there. Harry and Meghan are not in any of those photos. And this one, I think I've shared this one with you already. That is a repeat. And the fires continue in Southern California. The team at the Teddy Red Taco wasted no time jumping in to help their Palisades community. Yeah, well, anyway, oh my God, those tacos look so good. They look so good. I would not mind having one of those. They look so good. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I remember when they were just like, well, why would they go to California? There's nothing but paparazzi there. But yeah, they do have laws that protects children and protects the adults, because that one actress was unalived. Remember that one? That one actress was unalived. I forget what her name was, but yeah, and they had a policy of never again, and they meant that. And so they have a anti-stalking law that so far has been held up in the courts. So, and thank goodness for that, because that is what will keep the Sussex children safer than if they were some. And maybe that's why they were so pushy that night in California, not in California, but in New York when they chased them, because we all know that was about the kids. They wanted to know if the kids were with them and where were the children staying. They wanted to know if the children were with them and where were they staying. So, proud parents, Queen Letizia and King Philippe of Spain, bid farewell to daughter Princess Leonor, as she embarks on 6 months Navy training course. That's right. The next queen, the next sovereign, the next queen, monarch of Spain, is actually going away for 6 months. with the Spanish Navy. Very cool, huh? And Zandy Sussex says, the people I feel most sorry for about are the trolls. Their hopes are just built and built and is like, yes, 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 yes. And then it doesn't happen. So I feel sorry for them. Genuinely, I do. Well, what is she sorry about? It makes me feel angry at them, delusioned that they still have their titles, and upset at being fooled that they are apart when they are still together, grifting harder than ever. Are you okay? Are you okay? No, really, are you okay? You guys, the amount of vitriol, of hate and hostility the past few days have been some of the worst, some of the absolute worst. All because the Sussexes are doing what they are supposed to do. If they did nothing, there would have been something said about that. And everybody knows how Meghan is about pitching in to help. That is how she's always been since childhood. So this is nothing new. And even Professor Tim Wilson, now he hasn't had a lot to say about the Sussexes lately. And he tends to read things from the tabloids as though they were the truth, which is really disappointing because I think he's smarter than that. But he tends to read from the tabloids as though he believes that it is the gospel. And he should know better. But even he was just like, this needs to stop. And maybe that's why he stopped talking about it, because truly it does seem like it is hopeless and that there's nothing to be done. Because they just won't stop. But as he pointed out, it is mostly coming from the British tabloid media. That's where most of it is coming from, is the British tabloid media. They are the only ones that are keeping this going, as opposed to the international media, which is, less volatile, unless it's owned by Rupert Murdoch or whatever. And almost none of it from the US media. I mean, it has really drastically been reduced. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Since I could not find the other one, let's go with this one. We'll go to Santa Claus. We will take it to Santa. We will take it to Santa. What say you, Santa?
A number of newspapers.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's do that again. What say you, Santa?
And magazines have reported that Prince Harry and Meghan have been visiting the fires in California, in Pasadena, visiting the evacuees of the Eaton fire, and these magazines and newspaper articles like Elle and so on have been very positive and talking about these the efforts to lift the spirits of the victims, whereas the Daily Mirror did an article and it's sort of snide and unattractive. And I'm going to read what it says. Prince Harry and wife Meghan Markle appeared as US versions of the royals as they visited victims of the LA wildfires, according to a body language expert. What exactly is that? Thousands of people have been made homeless by these fires, which may or may not be a result of arson. And it's certainly a tragedy that that requires help. And they've donated supplies, they've opened their house to people, and they've encouraged others to open their houses to friends, relatives, and those people who've been made homeless, their neighbors. And you know, big names have lost their houses, Mel Gibson, Anthony Hopkins, and so on. And they've donated, Prince Harry and Meghan have donated clothing, children's items, other essential supplies, and encouraged the people in America to do the same. I think there comes a point where the snide, nasty comments need to stop. And it only seems to be in the UK where this sort of nastiness is bred. It's not there in the international press at all. In the international press, there's a salute for the efforts being made by Prince Harry and Meghan, and they are indeed the spirit of the royal family at its best. And that's how it should be. So when they're actually doing their job, why do these horrible gutter press writers in the UK sneer with such concerted abandon? I don't really understand the negativity and the nastiness, but maybe somebody has greater insight than I do.
Good morning from outside the rock.
Okay. All right. Thank you, St. Nicholas. That was very well put. And now you can go back to finding out who's naughty and who's nice. Okay. Connie Balmer. Thank you for being here, Connie Balmer. It does make them look bad, right? And it does not help them, especially when they're doing these ridiculous comparisons. They elevate the most mediocre people in the world for things that they, in all likelihood, have not done, will not do, and is never likely to do. And yet they get away with this superimposed image layered on top of two of the biggest nobodies ever. Even when they went on their first round of foreign visits, Will and Kate, I believe, no, it was their wedding day. It was their wedding that NBC cut the coverage because of a lack of interest. And then when they went to India, or was it Pakistan, even one of the tabloid media reporters, I think it was Jeannie Bond, or no, was it Ingrid Seaweed, who said that you would have to, if you cobbled their personalities together, you still would not have a whole person or interesting person or something you could put them together and still not have a complete personality.
And of course, the worst, I think what should be the most humiliating is this idea that William is so hot and smoldering and sexy and everybody wants to get with him. Give me a break. That William does not exist. He's never existed for that matter. Yes, when he was younger, he definitely, looked like his mom, but I don't know if there was anything smoldering about his looks. I don't think there was anybody like treating him as though he was in a boy band or something. Okay. Oh, Rebecca Schaefer. Yes, Rebecca Schaefer. That was the actress name. Thank you. You are a wealth of knowledge. I could not remember that name for nothing. Rebecca Schaefer. Got it. Thank you. Right. They don't pitch in to do that. Will and Kate went to that shelter. They stayed 55 minutes. They brought 9 either camera or videographers combined. It was 9 people. They stayed 55 minutes. They made note of it. 55 minutes they were there. And when the lady tried to say something to Kate, she said, "Well, I'm just here to learn." And cut the lady short. Do not expect me to get involved. I'm essentially I'm just observing. And Kate and William put together a couple of shopping carts of items that were to be given away. And when they finally got the chance to go, they left. And Kate wouldn't even turn around to say farewell. She just kind of kept walking, and William waved over his shoulder. I saw the video. William waved over his shoulder, and that was the extent of it. They were so thrilled to be there. So let's see here. And this article has please, please, Lord, make Meghan and Harry billionaires. Please make them billionaires. They deserve it. Experts reveal the subtle reason Meghan Markle's clothing makes her look trained, while Kate's outfits make her pop with rights. Well, anyway, as usual, Meghan bad, Kate good, as usual. They could have mentioned anybody else in this article. Meghan name has to go first. Camilla's in this article. I think both of the York sisters. And I forgot who else. As you can see, it only had 67 comments. Not much of an article, just an excuse to use Meghan's name. We want to say thank you for your support. Zandy Sussex says, "We did it. We raised $4,298 for Beagle Freedom in memory of Guy. A huge thank you, Sussex Squad. We can't wait to watch our little guy in the upcoming series." So remember, they were only interested in raising $2,500, right? At least that's what they hoped to raise. Well, it went far beyond that. It went far beyond the $2,500 that they hoped to raise. So congratulations to you all. I was trying to donate, and for some reason, I could not get my donation to go through. I don't know what it was, but it did not work. So, and I think someone else had mentioned that they were trying to get their donation to go through and it just wasn't working. So, well, anyway, let's see. Oh, I love this. The Carter Center has shared a new photo from President Carter's funeral with Trump covered by, guess what? The pillar. One of the columns inside of the Washington National Cathedral obscured the president elect, who is sitting just to the right, or Obama's left side, just to the right of Obama. And so, out of all of the people there in the first two rows, conveniently, they cut him off. They cut him off. And here's another photo. Once again, he has been cut out of the image. Now, this is the photographer that was made available by the Carter family, or made available for the Carter family. And the Trumpster is nowhere to be seen. You can see Obama and Gore and Bush. You can see Clinton. Let me see. Where is Hillary? Hillary is, she's behind the Vice President Harris. And you can see the second gentleman, Dr. Joe Biden. But Donald Trump and Melania are nowhere to be seen. Not just one photo, but two photos. Shelley L. says, breaking news, Meghan McCain has been located at a local feed bank, shoveling her book into people's bags, yelling, my father, my father would have wanted you all to have this. Police tackled her and dragged her out of the area by her cankles. Thank you very much, Shelley L. And my goodness, she is going to get carpet or concrete burns on those cankles. Now, just so you know, there is an anatomical explanation. Cankles are when you don't really have any shape to your legs. It's just a straight up and down. And there doesn't seem to be any difference between the space at the knee to the ankles, making it a cankle. So that is an explanation of the cankle, which of course describes Meghan McCain. Yeah, Meghan McCain is going to hawk that book if it's the last thing she ever does. I believe they sold how many copies? About 50? Or was it 300? Something like that. It was a very disturbingly low number. So I guess the moral of the story is, if I want to read about your father, I will buy your father's book. I'm not going to go through you. I'm not going to filter memories of your dad through you. I'd rather hear it directly from Senator John Sidney McCain. And that's a fact. Thank you very much, Shelley L., for the super chat. And thank you for the latest update on Meghan McCain and her cankles. Let me see if I can find a picture of her cankles. Cankles. I ain't got nothing better to do, cankles. Oh, Lord. Uh, oh, some people say it's combination calf and ankle. Uh. What are cankles? While not a medical term particularly, cankles describe when the calf and ankles. Wait a minute. I got to open that up. Oh, there is a medical explanation, and I am going to share it with you. Hold on a second. And this guy is serious. That's what's so funny is he's serious. All right, let me see.
So I want to talk about a term, cankles, and this term is calves and ankles combined, and it's really not a medical term. It's a term that has somehow floated around among people for years or decades, and it describes where the calf and ankle unit, it really loses its shape. The calves just kind of flow right into the ankles. And even before people knew about lipedema, people threw out the term cankles for a woman where their calf and ankle did not have a shapeliness. And typically, and almost always, that is part of lipedema. So patients that think they have cankles, it typically is part of lipedema, and especially with type 3 lipedema, where it goes all the way down, many times with cuffing of the ankle area above the foot. So that is very, very common in lipedema. I don't personally love the term. I never use it myself, but it is used out there. How it is treated is very important. I talk a lot about the proper approach to the treatment in lipedema surgically, developing a treatment.
Okay, so it is a thing. And one of the theories I have is when you write a book about your father, and the book does not do very well, you become very flustered, and that frustration actually causes severe bloating, which eventually pulls into it's a pooling of frustration that that causes cankles. So yeah. So there you go. There is an explanation for it. And the important thing is there is help if you seek it. So even though Trump is behind the pillar or the column inside the church, it's not unprecedented. You remember when Catherine was being punished by, I guess, Camilla Charles for showing up with those chicken parts. She had on red, and she was showing those chicken parts. Anyway, Royal Sussex presents Behind the Candelabra, and it stars Kate Middlebaum and Willie Leakes Windsor. And it's about a woman who shows up in the most inappropriate outfit, and she finds herself tucked away behind a candelabra at a state dinner for the president of South Korea. And there you can see brave Kate. Yeah, let's just go along with it. Brave Kate tucked behind the candelabra. And I do believe that was the last time that Kate was allowed to wear a tiara. That was her last appearance in a tiara when she was tucked behind the candelabra. Poor Kate. But yeah, so that's what she gets for wearing that inappropriate red dress that she ever so carefully hiked up to her nether regions while she was in the back of the state Bentley. So there you go. And I I would love one of those hats. That, of course, is the official, um, what do you call it, Archwell hat, which I'm surprised that they did not wear their Archwell hats. But then again, they wanted to be incognito. They didn't want to be able to have anyone to, notice it was them. So Harry wore his California hat and Meghan wore her LA Dodger hat. But yeah, they could have very well have worn their Archwell hats, which are only available to the Archwell people. But they do. Oh, let me see. Harry's got an Archwell on there. And that, of course, was Meghan when she took Air Force Two, the vice president's plane. And here's a couple of old images of the Sussexes with their base. I love seeing them with baseball caps on. And there's President Obama rocking the baseball cap. So anyway, with that, you guys, I am done. I wanted to find that video, though, if you guys want to hang around and give me a chance to find that video, because I really wanted to see it myself, but I could not make out. If I could, I would just go to TikTok and look for it, but I don't even remember. Well, not remember. I don't know. Look at there. Very cool. Los Angeles. Los Angeles. But I can't make out the name at the bottom. Can you guys make that out? I cannot. I cannot. And I wanted to see that one. Okay, let me try something else. Oh, I'm going to try Google Lens. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Yeah, and before I go, I'm going to take a look through and see if there are any new photos of our Sussex family. Pasadena. I've always wanted to go there. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. Again, I am done, you guys. If you want to take off, feel free to do so. I am looking for that video I cannot find. That is so weird. How could I lose track of it? Still don't see it. Don't see it. Also, I hope, no pressure if you're listening, but I hope the Lady Sussex will be on tomorrow. No pressure if you can, or if you and George and Charles are able to. I would love for the Lady Sussex to come on tomorrow. No pressure. What's that? Are you talking about Hot Wheels? Or is that someone else? Okay, I give up. I don't see it. I give up. Okay. Sorry, you guys, I'm looking for something. Anyway, I am done. Thank you so much. If you need to take off, feel free to do so. We are done for today. I'm just looking for something that I have misplaced again. I know it's not here, but let me take a look. Also, does anybody know, are the wildfires contained? Are the wildfires contained? Is it like, are they done with that? Because I have been like looking at the news updates and everything, but I haven't really looked at any today. So if you know, especially if you live out that way, please let me know because I have not seen any news. I think I should take, a break from looking at that stuff, but I cannot help it. I'm thinking about those people. Oh, let's see. It's better tonight. The winds have died down, but we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, thank you. Now, someone says wildfires are spreading. Good night, Madeline Jones. You're not alone as you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I kind of feel like hanging out. Should we come back with a members only? I mean, I don't have a lot to say tonight, but I don't know. Should we come back with a members only just for a little while? I mean, we could. It's not so late. Long as I could walk away and make a pizza, I don't mind. uh, but we don't have to do that tonight. We do that another time. Yep, I totally lost track. Don't know how I did that. I mean, since I haven't seen it before, really, I haven't looked at it much. I can't really be missing something I haven't seen. But you know how I am. Once I get fixated on something, I'm just like, okay, now I gotta find it. Then I become obsessed. Right now it is 1:31. I mean, it is 1 in the morning, but that's early for me. That's early for me. No, the Caucasian lady on TikTok. If I could figure out what channel, okay, let me just type what I see and see if that works. I'm gonna just type what I see and see if that works. Okay, stand by, TikTok. Can barely make that out, right? Okay. Okay. STH? Is that STHANDO? That cannot be. MS. Wait, is it? Huh. I think that's her. Yes, I found it. I found it. I found it. Okay. Yes, I found it, you guys. I found it. Now I just have to why didn't I do that earlier, right? And then we'll listen to it together because we always do things better together. I mean, guys, really, it's just like we're like best friends that sit on the phone watching a movie and nobody's saying anything. That is what the Sussex squad has become. We have become best friends that hold the phone and nobody's saying nothing because we're both watching the same movie.
Meghan Markle's desperation has reached new levels. Imagine coming on the internet to crash up and criticize people for being on the ground helping disaster victims. Like, what? See, this is why I'm adamant that a lot of these Meghan and Harry haters are just not smart. They are not smart at all. Because one, a disaster just happened in which people lost their homes, they've lost everything, they've been displaced. Two, it's a news event. So guess what? Broadcasters are going to be sending what? News crews to cover said disaster. And the way she's going on as if Meghan and Harry brought their own camera crew or film crew or something, it's wild to me. Like, logic is chasing you, but you are clearly too fast. Meghan Markle's desperation has reached new levels. Imagine coming on the internet to crash up and criticize people for being on the ground helping disaster victims. Like, what? See, this is why I'm adamant that a lot of these Meghan and Harry haters are just not smart. They are not smart at all. Because one, a disaster just happened in which people lost their homes, they've lost everything, they've been displaced. Two, it's a news event. So guess what? Broadcasters are going to be sending what? News crews to cover said disaster. And the way she's going on as if Meghan and Harry brought their own camera crew or film crew or something, it's wild to me. Like, logic is chasing you, but you are clearly too fast.
Okay. That is, I love that phrase. Logic is chasing you, but clearly you're just too fast. I love it. I love it. Logic is chasing you, but clearly you are just too fast. And you know what? That is so lazy. That is so lazy to accuse the Sussexes of bringing their own camera crew. That is so lazy. If you're going to make an accusation, at least, at the very least, you should try to be a little more clever than, oh, they brought their own camera crew. That was local television station Fox 11. That was Fox 11. There's no way that that was Harry and Meghan's camera crew. That's not even clever. That's just stupid. It is. Thank you, Jetstar. It is stupid. Obviously stupid. It is a local television station. So there's no way the Sussexes could have been responsible. Okay. Wisdom is chasing you. Okay. I love that. Wisdom is chasing you. I got to remember that one. Fox Media were right there and too dumb to notice that Meghan and Harry standing up. Yes. Thank you, Diane Hawkins. They were right there and did not notice Harry and Meghan. I watched that video too. Someone, I think, sent it to me. I wanted to see it and I watched it. And they were talking about everything but Meghan and Harry. And Meghan is right there, like we saw her in the photo, and Harry running around looking for a donut. Harry was running around looking for a donut. Let me see. Let me find it. Yeah, it was this right here. They were there working hard, and Harry running around like Superman looking for a donut. And they didn't even notice them. They did not notice them. Meghan looks beautiful there. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's find those new photos again. Okay. Oh, by the way, who was I meant? Chef Sandy Love, thank you so much for being here tonight. I meant to say hi. Yeah, the Derangers, they have an illness, and it's called racism. Racism is an illness. They should really treat racism as a mental disorder, because it is, because you are identifying things that have not happened. You're seeing things that are not there. You're finding agendas that do not exist. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I knew I found it somewhere. I knew I had found it somewhere. I couldn't remember where it came from, but thank you so much. So, Legs, do you have a different name on Twitter? I mean, I won't say what it is, but is it different from what's here? I'm just asking. Okay. By the way, I did see that thread with the local television stations and how great their coverage of the Sussexes has been. I did see that. Oh, this is so nice. Someone sent me a picture of the Carters, an artistic rendering of the Carters. And you know what? I haven't seen this yet, but thank you so much for that. That is beautiful. I love that they're walking hand in hand. Okay. Yeah, I was just looking at the Fox 11 just now. Um, Harry and Meghan back there working their behinds off, and nobody know who they are. At least, not the TV people. Isn't that something? Well, I will play this soundbite for you guys. I'm going to play a soundbite for you, and is someone speaking about the community and how this is going to affect the African Americans in that community. I should have played this earlier, I think, but I'll find it right now and I'll play it. Very interesting take on it. Okay. Wow, she has beautiful skin, so clear and blemish free. Okay, it is Miss Tell Baby on anyway, I'll show it to you. Very interesting take on this, California. Let me grab that for you. And I'm going to take this away. So long, Martin. And there she is. Okay, ready for it? Miss Tail Baby. She has an interesting take on this California wildfire.
The fires are not just affecting rich white people. I've been seeing a lot on social media about how the fires here in LA are mainly destroying rich celebrity homes. And I am here to tell you that that is so incredibly inaccurate. I realize if you don't live here in California or LA, your perception of LA is completely screwed up by what you see on TV and the movies. There's a lot of regular folks that live here, and there's a lot of folks that live below the poverty line here in LA. There are 8 wildfires actively burning here in LA County. One of them, the Eaton Fire in Altadena, has completely burned California's first middle-class Black neighborhood. Not rich folks, not celebrities. These are mainly 3rd and 4th generation Black family homes. Altadena was one of the first suburbs in LA that Black people could buy houses in. The people that lived in these neighborhoods were the first people in their families to buy a house. These are hardworking, middle-class Black folks, Black families, multi-generational families living in these homes. As of today, these neighborhoods do not exist. It's not there anymore. These homes have been completely wiped out. Businesses, grocery stores, banks, low-income apartment buildings, rent-controlled apartment buildings, gone. The entire neighborhood has been burned to the ground. I am 6 months pregnant. My nerves are out of this world. I've been shaking. My chin is breaking out. I'm in the valley, currently in the center of several fires around me. I just got word that there is a new fire very, very close to me, waiting for my husband to get home so that we can leave our house and evacuate. We're not rich. We're not celebrities. No one is immune to the fires that are happening in LA right now.
Okay, there you have it. I do apologize. I should have shared that earlier today. But I did not know that about the area. That is really heartbreaking. Generations of African Americans have lost their homes. Right? And I neglected to share it earlier, Legs. I do apologize. Let's see here. It does echo Tulsa, doesn't it? It definitely makes you think. It will make you think. If there's some underlying agenda, oh no. Oh no. Well, we shouldn't be surprised by that. And it's just like with the retail theft that's going on nowadays. There are people of every shade and every hue walking out of stores with merchandise that is unpaid for, in other words, stolen, and they only show black people. They only show the black people. Although I can't say that, because if you look at some, well, the media only shows black people, but if you look at some of the videos, like the viral videos on TikTok and other social media, you can see that it's people of every race that just walks in and walks out with stuff. Let's see, for so many middle class folks, their home is their biggest asset and the only generational wealth they have to pass down to their children and grandchildren. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But was that right? Doesn't she have beautiful skin? You know, I had acne so bad when I was a kid that when I see beautiful skin, I'm just like fascinated by it. But yeah, her has that matte look. Beautiful skin. So if you guys want to see that video, her name is Ms. MISS Tail Baby, TAIL Baby. Miss Tail Baby. Is it Tail or Tie? Tail. Yeah, and she's on the TikTok. And she's not the only one that I've heard say that about the generational wealth that has been lost because of the fires. Yeah, you guys, I was up way too late the other night. I could not stop. Just the scale of this was more than I could process. More than I could process. And I guess as I get older, I'm becoming more sentimental about things that I see. If sentimental is the right word, but I guess maybe connected, I should say. Especially having suffered two losses in my family back to back the way that I have. When I see certain things on television, it triggers me. And one of the things that I had mentioned during the marathon at the very beginning, when someone had mentioned, having someone take the life of one of their relatives, and I've experienced something very close to that in my lifetime, and it's the constant phone ringing, and everybody's an investigator, and everybody's the Dr. Quincy and all that kind of stuff. And none of those questions are going to make this be just a dream. It happened, and you cannot undo it because you ask a million questions that are not going to help me at all. So for people who have lost everything, obviously this would be very triggering to have lost a house. And in this case, many houses. your tragedy playing out on television over and over again. Oh, I'm sorry, I saw that already. Well, the thing is, there were several um, around the area, right? There were what was it, 5 major ones? And for this one, you can't ask that question. Was it a MAGA person? Was this a MAGA person? Or was it an opportunist? Also, a few years ago, I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't trigger anyone, but I'm going to say maybe 10 or 15 years ago. You can look this up if you like. There was an apartment building near Wrigley Field, the baseball stadium where the Cubs play. And a homeless person was cold and decided the best way to warm themselves was to start a fire in the entrance of the building. Now, people they feel bad when a homeless person is cold and you're just like, oh, leave him alone. He's cold. He can't stay out there in the cold. Well, I'm pretty sure that some of the people that live in the building have seen this person before, walked past this person before. And if I recall, maybe 4 people lost their lives that night because the homeless person that was cold decided to light a fire. And it, burned the building. And it was in the middle of the night, and those people couldn't get out. Some of them couldn't get out. And this was a building with younger people, not older people, younger people. And, you would think, well, the smoke detector, all that kind of stuff, whatever reason. And one of the miracles of the event was a young working class mother actually sent her child to stay over someone else's house because she had to work late that night. And if not for that, then that child would have been home. Now, if you know anything about Chicago, if you know anything about the Wrigley area, this is kind of an expensive neighborhood. It's somewhat upscale. It is not a poor area. It used to be a working class neighborhood, but now there's a lot of retired professionals. There's a lot of, yuppies, as they used to call them, young urban professionals that live in that community. It is not the family orientated working class neighborhood. There are very few kids that live in that neighborhood compared to, let's say, the 70s or the 80s. And that happened. That happened. Very sad, but that is one of the ways these things happen, is that they're invisible to us when we think they're going to ask us for money. But you got to remember that there's a lot of mental illness that is walking through the streets at night, and they can get up to all sorts of mischief. So that could have very well have been an issue. There's just no saying exactly what it could have been, but let's face it, there have been homeless encampments popping up in recent years. Let me see. But I remember that happened. I remember when it happened. I don't know all of the exact details because it's been so long ago. But let me see. I'm going to look it up right now. But I remember that happened. And you look at the building today, you would never know that that happened because it was one of those older buildings, very well built. I don't know how those people did not get out. Oh, that was 2007. Oh, I was right. It was 3 men and 1 woman on a Saturday. 2 other suspicious incidents like that were reported nearby. So maybe the person wasn't cold. Maybe they were just disturbed. Started in the front stairway. Um, okay. And it was just a 3-story brick building. Again, I cannot understand how that happened because you would think that they could have gotten out. And this is one of those buildings where there's, I believe, a back door because it's a vintage building. But if you want to take a look at that story, that's the link for it right there, just if you're curious. But I think about that, and I was living in a building one time, and I freaked out because there was someone who was sleeping in the hallway downstairs. And I'm like, this person might, you know, do something to the building while we're sleeping. And it's expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. But yeah, there are still some, working class people there. But in the past few years, ever since the Rickett family, the ones who purchased the Cubs and took them to the World Series, they have just built a hotel across the street from the ballpark. The first time ever they've had a hotel. And it's a great area to visit. If you come to Chicago, you have to go to Wrigley. Even if you don't watch the game, you can go to a local bar and just watch the game from there. But either way, it is a great place to visit. There's amazing restaurants around there, and it's so unique because just as it was back 100 years ago, about 110 years ago, you literally have a baseball stadium in the middle of a residential neighborhood. And there is no parking. Parking is wherever you can find it. They have some satellite parking lots, but this stadium is so old, there is no parking garage attached to it. So, very charming place to visit. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hello, Ivy here. Uh, oh, Ivy, you're leaving? How long were you here? I missed that. Hello, Ivy here. Bye for now. Bye from Ivy. Bye. By the way, Ivy, I got my book. I got my book. Oh, I missed Ivy, you guys. Yeah. You know, I'm a lot like the Slumdog Millionaire. I hang on to so many articles and scientific facts in my head for no particular reason. And I just kind of call upon these things when necessary. But I've always been like that. I've been very curious my whole life, and I've always just like been fascinated how stuff happens. Yeah. You know, and they were saying that Paris Hilton, that her beachfront property is gone, but that's just one of her properties. I'm sure she has another. You know, not that I'm saying that that makes it okay. Um, oh yeah, it is. It's a fun time around there. It really is. And Halloween, for Halloween is all about Wrigleyville. That is one of the places where you can see the best costumes because Wrigleyville, which that is what they call the neighborhood around the ballpark, Wrigleyville, is right next to Boys Town, which is the LGBTQ community. So, I mean, literally a matter of a block or two away, you have all of the bars that Legs mentioned, and then over like on Hostage Street, there's that's like the home of the LGBTQ community in Chicago, and there's all the bars and restaurants, and that is where they have the Halloween parade. I think that's where I mean, I love going out for Halloween just to see the costumes. I'm amazed at how creative people are. Amazed. Amazed. If you're one of those people that I don't like Halloween, that's because you ain't been out on Halloween and like, you know, really been out. You don't even have to go in the bar. You can just hang out and watch people walking back and forth in these costumes. I love it. I mean, I have seen some clever stuff. I'm like, what? How did you think of that? Where did that come from? How did you think of that? Come on, Harry. That is our Ginger Avenger. You know, whenever I do get around to updating the Ginger Avenger, I'm going to have to throw that photo in there. I am going to have to throw that photo. By the way, I did buy that hat. Or did I buy it or did someone buy it? Anyway, I know I got it from Amazon and it may have been on my wish list. So thank you so much, whoever bought that hat for me. Also, I got another thermal cup, one of those like Stanley looking cups. I got another one for Christmas and I don't even think it was on the wish list. Someone just sent it to me. So very soon I'm going to have to start using the other cup, which is very wise because I clean my cups with vinegar, the cleaning type of vinegar. I like to just soak everything and clean it, and then put the top on, shake it up and everything. So, but still, it's better if I rotate my cups every day, you know, wash one, dry it, and let the other and use the other one. That is probably healthier than using the same cup every day. So thank you so much for that. That is going to come in handy. Let me see. Stupidity does not make you innocent. Proper precaution, especially. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, rabbits. Rabbit holes. Okay. Oh, that's Andersonville, where the Norwegian Heritage Museum, that is the Andersonville. Now, Andersonville was known as Girls Town, and Halsted Street was known as Boys Town. And then if you go over to Wicker Park, Bucktown, Wicker Park, that is where they filmed Real World. Was it Real World Chicago with Puck and you remember that year? They filmed that over in Bucktown, Wicker Park. That's a great area. I mean, there's some really, really great neighborhoods in Chicago. It's like you live in a little village, and they all have a character. I think there's 77 distinct neighborhoods in Chicago, and there are some that are absolutely. You think you're in another city. You just think you're in another city. You're like, oh, well, when I get back to Chicago, no, you're still in Chicago. Let me see. How many square miles is the city of Los Angeles? 469 square miles. 469 square miles. With over 2.7 million visitors in 2023. 9.86 million residents. Oh, that's in the county of Los Angeles. But the city, let me see, it covers 469 square miles. That's 1,210 kilometers rather. And is the county seat of Los Angeles County, which is the most populous county in the United States, with an estimated 9.86 million residents as of 2022. It is the third most visited city in the United States, with over 2.7 million visitors in 2023. Nice. I saw where they did a citizen's arrest for the fires. I actually saw a citizen's arrest take place. Go ahead and say the name of it if you want to, Legs. Go ahead and say the name of it. It's okay. Or do you know the name of it? When I saw that, I screamed. It was so funny. It was so funny. They call it the Prince Edward. I'm just kidding. Let me see if that is still the name. Yeah, that is still the name. Let me see if I can find a picture of the name. Garden Center. Oh, okay. I found a great photo. I'll show it to you. Give me a second. That is cute. Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. So the garden center that Lex is speaking of is called, wait for it. I mean, what other name would you have in a LGBTQ community for a garden center? What else would you call it? Did anybody want to take a guess? Does anybody want to take a guess before I share? Okay, there it is. You see it? That is the name of the garden center. uh, that is the name of it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Wild Pansy. That is the name of the garden center. And it just happens to be in the LGBTQ community. What else would they call it, huh? What else? They could have called it the Prince Edwina. Oh, never mind. I like this name better. Maybe that's not the actual name of it. Maybe it's what you just said it was. Oh, you know what? You're right. It is called the what you just called it. The what is it? Gossamer? Get this is whatever. So I guess that's like a nickname. I don't know. But anyway, they take up like a huge part of the intersection. It's a huge, I've never been in that place, but they take up a huge part of the intersection. No, that's Church Nellie's place. That's Church Nellie's place. Her other place. She has two establishments. Yeah, I was thinking probably people that Meghan knows lives there. Even though it that one area is considered very African American, I think there is still it's a racially diverse neighborhood. I think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. But those I thought some of those houses were absolutely beautiful. Did you see some of those houses? I was like, wow, this is impressive. Oh, because it's more plutonic. Got it. Got it. Yeah, Maurice Brown. I hope that none of this was deliberate. I really do hope none of it was deliberate. Okay. I'm wondering if that's an old farmhouse. Sometimes there are areas around Chicago that used to be farmland, and some of those, wood frame houses like that was actually original farmhouses. And over time, the farmers sold up parts of their farm to developers so that they could build housing and shops and such. So that could very well be a vintage farmhouse. Huh, I wonder. Yeah, that could have been a vintage farmhouse. An old farmhouse. You know, I'm checking it out right now, right? Just to see if that was an old farmhouse. I just have a hunch, that's all. I don't see anything. Who knows? Oh, okay. I see it right here. The house is part of the the is a housed in one of the oldest commercial buildings on the street. It was built in 1897. By Anton something, and was operated as a bar restaurant in 1899 called the Wenandy Saloon. Oh, okay. So it was not a farmhouse. I actually see a sketch of it here too. Yeah, so that was a bar. A pawpaw tree. I never heard of that before. Pawpaw tree? What is that? I never heard of that before. Oh, by the way, Legs, did you know that Hillary Clinton was born just about a block away from that place? There was a hospital called Edgewater Community Hospital, and that is where Hillary Clinton was born. They converted it into condominiums, but that was her birthplace. I'm looking at it now. Pawpaws, America's best secret fruit. Pawpaws. That's a fruit? Wow. And they're kind of big, huh? I never heard of that before. Hey, Soul Brother, thank you for joining us. We ain't talking about nothing in particular. I'm all over the place right now. Let me see. Oh, pawpaw. I'd have to try that. Okay, you guys. I think I'm done unless there's something else. Oh yeah. I remember they would shut down the downtown Chicago the people would try to drive to the downtown and the police would make them I mean, literally, they just closed the streets. Unless you had a good reason to be downtown, they wouldn't even let people go through. But now, some of the perps have gotten clever. They get on those scooters. One of the people that witnessed some of the looting, well, attempted looting, all of these kids, well, young people, they came flying up the street on scooters, on little scooters, and they started trying every door that they could, trying to get into houses. So, excuse me, there there are gangs of people that are going around trying to gain entry into some of those homes. So if your home is still standing, it is not safe. And if you're in that home, you may not be safe. So um, it is a rough time. I mean, it's insult to injury when you think about it, but there are certain places where help may not come if you need help. So yeah, if you're in one of those areas where you're the last house standing or one of the few, um, and you're coming back from being evacuated, be careful. Watch your six. You got to watch your six. Don't even go out at night. Plus, they have a curfew anyway. But don't even go out at night because it's not safe. It is not safe. Yeah, they I remember that. They were taken that was with the George Floyd, right? They were taking advantage. There were people that were driving in from other states. They were literally coming from other states in some cases, and they were taking advantage of the marching and such. Plus, a lot of these things have grown on the internet. You guys remember what was her name? Meatball? Remember the one that they made an example of? Meatball, the one that was um, organizing stuff like that on social media. I think they called her Meatball. Okay. I guess you could say that. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, that one I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember that one. I just remember with the George Floyd, but I think at the time I was working second shift, and so I didn't watch much television. So I didn't, and God knows I didn't pick up a newspaper, so I missed a lot of that stuff. I stopped watching the local news years ago because I found it a bit depressing. The only thing that I've ever grown was the what are those long skinny onions, the green onions? Yeah, I guess it was green onions. This do they call them scallions sometimes? Anyway, I took the I guess the stock or whatever, the little bulb, and I planted them, and I would grow them, and I just cut them as I need them, and I would just go to the flower pot and cut it, and then bring it in, rinse it, and take the kitchen shears and right into the pan. Oh, it was so good, so good. Absolutely. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan for showing up and showing out, for being there for their neighbors, and Harry with his mad dash for the donut. I would still pay good money to see Harry pushing around that sandwich cart. I want Celebici back. Where is Celebici? I think one of them was kind of ill or had some family emergency or something, but I want Celebici back. Wow, you know what? I should ask Rohini to make that Doctor Who scarf for me. Although I probably wouldn't wear it anywhere. I don't know, I might wear it once or twice. But yeah, remember the Doctor Who scarf? I bet you Rohini could make that. I should put in an order for one. They sell them on Amazon, but I'd rather have one from Rohini. It's more personal. Thank you, soul brother. Thank you very much for that. Let's see, essentially onions. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Did you guys know that they have earbuds that match your skin tone? Did you all know they had that? They have earbuds that can match your skin tone. And they're only 20 bucks. I could not believe it. I'm just like, that is a brilliant idea. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. Give me a second. Okay, wait. I'm going to show it to you. Earbuds, they cost 20 bucks and they can match any skin tone, at least somewhat match them. Did not know they had such a thing. What will they think of next? Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, they're from JLab. That's the brand, JLab. JLab Go Air Tones true wireless earbuds designed with auto on and connect touch control, 32 plus hours of power, Bluetooth playtime, EQ3 sound, dual connect, natural earth tone color, etc., etc. Yeah, so you can get them in any of those colors. How cool is that? Right, right. Well, I'm not sure, but I think the first one, I think that first one is my color. Yeah, I'm gonna think the first one. The first one is my color, and then the third one, that's probably me by the end of summer. Yeah, but who thought of that, right? Well, they're saying they're earth tone colors. They're not saying, but these are just very basic earbuds. They don't. The case doesn't have like the power meter and all that kind of stuff on it. Very basic. But they have 7 colors to choose from. How about that? Helen Marmon, when is your birthday? Please let us know. Anyway, happy birthday to you and many happy returns of the day. Well, I think we ought to dance, huh? I think that deserves a dance. This is kind of turning into a very long car trip, isn't it? I feel like we're on a long car trip. Like, did you know that helium, and if they would have been for the war, the Germans could have used helium, right? Like with the Hindenburg. That's what this is turning into, one of those long car rides where you just say, did you know? KDV, it's your birthday too? Okay, well, let's dance then. We got Helen Marmon and KDV birthday. So let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. We'll get a salsa going here. All right. Happy birthday and many more to come. Happy birthday to you. Don't they look good? Don't they look good? I remember the first time I tried Stan's Donuts. They're from California, but they have some here. And oh, they are delicious. I love Stan's Donuts. Okay, you guys, this very long car trip is over. We have arrived. We have arrived. So, I miss dragging Kate. I haven't dragged Kate in a few days. I'm losing it. I am losing it. there's got to be something I can drag. Let me take a look. There's got to be something I can drag. It's not like she stopped being Kate. I haven't dragged William, Charles, Godzilla. None of them. I don't want to lure them into a false sense of security because I don't know, maybe I'm just too happy about the TV show coming up. But I just feel like I need to be dragging them. Oh well. I got nothing. I'm looking just in case. Nope, I got nothing. Ever since that lousy birthday picture where she was standing there like John Wayne, I don't really have anything. That's crazy. Maybe she's just going to lay low until after the lifestyle show is over, or, you know, after it's been released. Either way, I think that would be warm. I'm not warm, wise, not warm. I got nothing. I got nothing. I wish. I don't really have anything to drag. She hasn't done anything. Gosh, I hate this. Surely there's something. Nothing. Oh, well, I'll think of something. And when I do, I'm coming for her. No, I didn't. I didn't see that. Yeah, I dragged her for that one already. I don't know. I'll think of something. And I mentioned Rebecca English and those gigantic hands of hers. So I don't have that. So weird. I mean, I got nothing. It was like so easy to drag them, and right now I don't have anything. But who knows? Kate may not be seen for months. Oh well. Next time I'll get her. I'll get her. All right, you guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you all. Remember, memberships to Royal Sussex are, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on one of my edited videos tonight. I'm going to work on that. That'll give me something to do. Memberships are just $4.99, $4.99 for the price of a cup of coffee. It goes a long way to support Royal Sussex. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and don't forget oh, I lost the link, haven't I? Let me see if I can find it. For Rohini's creations. I lost the I lost the link.
You do a real
Is there a way to contribute to the free membership fund? I don't know. I don't know. I know sometimes people gift a membership or buy a membership, but I don't know how that works. I'm embarrassed to say. Yeah, I don't know how that works. So sorry. Yeah, I just don't recall how that works. And I know that people have bought memberships like that. But I'm embarrassed to say I don't know how that works. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. Nothing's making sense right now. I don't know how to do it. And someone else had asked me about it, and I could not figure it out then either. Maybe I'll have to go to another account and try to look at it the way you see it. You know what I mean? That's probably what I need to do. Is to look at it from the regular way instead of as a content creator. That's what I need to do, is to look at it on another account. Because I don't know. Let me see. Okay, Lydia says the gift membership is in the same location as to buy a super sticker. That's why I never see it. That's why I never see it. Thank you, Lydia. That is why I never see it. I know I think I've seen it before when I was watching someone else's video. I think that's how I was able to see it. Okay, that was very helpful. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to continue on. And I'm going to start off with something that's going to be very controversial, but I'm going to say it. William is nothing without Harry, but Harry is everything without the crown. That's what we're dealing with. Harry knows it, Meghan knows it, and he said it. But let's just say it out loud. William lacks an identity. William is nothing without Harry, and Harry is everything without William. And yes, William is the king of the UK from a perspective, from a global perspective. The UK is smaller than the state of Arizona. In fact, in the United States, there are 5 states that are larger than the UK. Let's just start it and let's just go there, because I always have to put it in perspective, because we get on TikTok and I can see the onslaught of the bots and the videos coming out from the UK attacking Harry and Meghan and the propaganda, right? You can see the bots and the people coming in, and you know who they are because they're the ones with 0 followers and following many. And they come in, whatever. I'm not even, they have every reason to try to redeem themselves, but they're doing so in the worst way. William is nothing without Harry, and Harry is everything without William. And it's proven on paper, on their resumes, on their experience. When you take a look side by side, even without the titles, without the title, who is William? What is William? But without Harry's title, Harry has an onslaught of a platform. A platform. We are more aware of what's going on with Harry and Meghan because they're out there working. The only thing coming out of the Crown is their infighting and the excuses of them calling in to work while still redeeming. And I'm gonna get off of that because they keep saying taxpayers, right? The benefit and the reality and the reason why it's them not working is critical is that the role of the Crown is to attract interest, to get tourism, because it's the tourism that pays when the taxpayers don't. The taxpayers shouldn't be paying for the Crown. The Crown should be self-funded through tourism. Right now, tourism has dropped year over year since 2018. I looked at the stats. Go look at the stats. Take the titles away from Harry and Meghan. They don't need them. That's an argument. That's mute. Take them. In order to take them, you have to take them to Parliament. The Crown won't do that because they have to justify themselves. They can't do that when they're calling in sick to work. And the only other royals that they're throwing out there are insignificant. You're not going to attract tourism by throwing out bodies just because. You're not going to redeem yourself. With William, I'm going to beat on William for a little bit. William is the poorest example of a husband and of a father. And I would say that Diana would be more disappointed in William than she is of Harry. And you can sit there and try to project or manifest Diana's approval, but there is no way Diana would approve of the way that William's treating Kate. And we all see it. It's what we see in public. Can you imagine how he treats her in private? There's a reason why she shuns or twitches when he touches her. He's talking to another king and queen, and he's sitting here rolling her up. He can spend 20, 30 seconds talking whatever he is, and Kate's having a nice, beautiful moment, and he takes that away from her. William makes it a point to ruin Kate's moments for his ego. William's loyalty is to the Crown, not to himself. William needs to get over himself, just like Charles. That's the difference between William, Charles versus the Queen and Diana. With the Queen and Diana, they put the people first. They served the people. They got out there even on their worst days. Versus Charles and William, they do nothing but, Charles the deadbeat dad, William the slumlord. Cruella is Cruella. Fakey Katie. William has done nothing. You talk about take their titles away and look at them as husbands. Diana would be disappointed. Harry is a gentleman. He adores his wife. He respects his wife. We see it. William does not. William does not adore his wife. William does not respect his wife. William doesn't even respect himself. Charles has no respect for anyone but himself, and it's actually quite hilarious and warming to see the disrespect of Charles and Cruella. And yes, it's entertaining watching Cruella emasculate Charles and embarrass herself. But then I get sad for the UK and the people of the UK, because the crown is supposed to embody the people of the UK. The crown is supposed to reflect what's good about the people of the UK. The crown is the head of the church, but yet the crown represents the 7 deadliest sins versus the 7 virtues. They live by the 7 deadliest sins with no attempt to live virtuous. They gaslight us and try to whitewash us, but we see, we hear. And there is a difference between propaganda and those things that we believe. I believe Harry and Meghan because it comes from their mouth. They're not hiding behind the British media. I trust Harry and Meghan because their work speaks for themselves. They're not talking about their work, they're delivering it when it's done. For the last 5 years, all we've heard about is the slumlord talking about solving homelessness, but he has 4 years back to back of a homeless man, the same homeless man that he's taking pictures with in 4 years. That's not a good look, William. William being a slumlord and promoting homelessness is interesting. Cruella, mistress, representing domestic violence. Who thought that was a good idea? You all need better handlers. You need better PR. And honestly, you all just need to regroup. I've been in corporate America. Every year you do a roadmap, you do strategy sessions, you set targets, and you set goals. The only thing that I can recommend for the crown is that when you guys do your annual planning, try doing so without Harry and Meghan's name or grifting off of them. And how about you produce a roadmap and a plan in which you are investing in your country and representing your country, and that you're doing everything that you can by promoting Kate to attract. Quit appeasing Cruella, no one wants to see her. Quit appeasing Charles, no one wants to see him. William, you need to get over yourself. And if your wife is more popular than her for the short term, take it, embrace it, adore her, thank her, because right now you all are without numbers. And the more numbers Harry and Meghan are getting, the less you're getting. And the more embarrassing you all look, the more disgusting you all look, the more distasteful you all look, which means that you're going to be non-existent. You may exist in your titles and in your functional roles, but you add no profit, there is no return on investment, there is no value, and you're going to go away in an embarrassment. You already are. Diana's not proud of William. The Queen is not proud of Charles or William right now. But man, are we celebrating Harry and Meghan. Keep doing you.
Okay, so that was, I put it in the, where is it? Right here. If you want to see some more of her work, you can go over to the TikTok. But yeah, she not only is she beautiful, but she's very smart. Yes, very smart. I like her. And no lies detected. Absolutely no lies detected. Robert Collins, buongiorno. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, she's beautiful, right? Yeah, she's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I've had this one for a minute and I hadn't shared it before now, but no lies detected. Absolutely. That was preaching. She told it like it is. She told it like it is. Let me see if I have anything else I've been hiding and haven't shared it yet. Okay, I think I shared that one. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have any others that I have not shared.
That's going to be good enough for you guys. Nothing. And that's because you're miserable and you need to get good therapists. Anyway, I wish you.
Okay.
I am going to say this as kindly as I possibly can at 2:00 in the morning. If you watch the trailer for Meghan Markle's new show and you're mad about it, you need to talk to somebody. And it's not somebody here on this app. It is a professional, somebody to help you through whatever it is that you're going through, because there was nothing about that trailer that was offensive, hurtful, rude, or bothersome. The call is coming from inside the house. You need a therapist, and a really good one. I'm not kidding. Because tell me why I'm suddenly seeing on my timeline so many women like giving these think pieces as to why it's offensive that Meghan Markle would have a show about, I don't know, picking flowers and making delicious food. What is wrong with that? Is the new trend to be problematic about people being unproblematic? The truth is, you're not saying anything about Meghan. You're honestly just revealing yourselves, because there's nothing that she's ever going to do that's going to be good enough for you guys. Nothing. And that's because you're miserable and you need to get good therapists. Anyway, I wish you love and joy and happiness, because you clearly need that in your life, and you're upset that Meghan has that. I cannot wait for the show. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it.
That was Vanessa J. I shared that the other day, actually. Vanessa J from TikTok. Let me see if I can find her. That was 6 days ago. Vanessa J. I want to make sure I give her credit for her incredible work. So maybe that was the 7th. Vanessa J. Anyway, she was good. Nope, I'm not seeing it. So maybe it was the 8th. No, not that 8th. January 8th. Am I going in the wrong direction? Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Not seeing it. But anyway, that was her name, Vanessa J. And she's on TikTok. But I am loving the fact that people are calling them out. I am loving it. How come I don't see it? Oh, man. Huh. Sorry about that. Don't see it. Oh, okay. Don't see it. Well, you know what I do see, though? Remember that strange weather pattern? Well, it did come through. It did come through. I got snow, and I'm pretty sure that you all did too. So remember the one that I showed you the other day that you all had laughed at? I don't know why. I don't get it. But you all had laughed at the storm that was headed your way. Well, it did drop some snow. Ah, Charlotte. Mon Chéri, Charlotte B. Mon Chéri, Charlotte B. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, and they are incompetent, what is it? Imbeciles, incompetent imbeciles. And yes, they do need a pedicure, right? Is that pedicure pro? They do need that too. You're absolutely right. If anybody has ever needed a pedicure, it's those people. As a matter of fact, I would say that what is that beast name? You know, the big beast. Oh, what's that monster's name? Rebecca English. She needs a pedicure. Stat. Oh, she needs a pedicure. She needs a pedicure desperately. No, that's not who the Vanessa J. No, not I don't think so. Okay, squaddies, it's been over 3 hours. Thank you so much. We gotta what do you call it? We gotta save our energy for the release of Meghan's new series. But okay, and you know what? Part of that weather front made it all the way to Atlanta. Yes, they even got snow in Louisville, Atlanta. So that weather storm that went streaking across the center of the country dumped its load of snow all over the East Coast, everywhere from Wichita, Kansas to Roanoke, Virginia. They got snow, as predicted. Okay, with that, you guys, thank you very much. And thank you. And yes, please, Nellie, Church Nellie, please keep making sure that you share that, because we want Rohini's endeavor to be very, very successful. Okay, love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. And if, and I hope she does come on, the Lady Sussex, I will definitely be listening in and trying to get some work done around the house. Okay, good night.